11:30 podcast. It's Drew Brees, baby. Dre on wheels. You know it. Now where you was when a nigga was messed up?
Where you was
I was
at,
on
man?
my ass. I was stuck in a tree. Ain't
Out
nobody
there,
held me
fucked
out.
up.
Ain't nobody held me down. I was faded. I was drinking. I was
nobody
popping
tell
the
me
molly. I
shit.
wasn't thinking. But
What's going on, everybody, man? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on the wheels, and welcome back to a new episode of the 11:30 podcast. What's going on with everybody out there, man? Everybody doing, man? Welcome back to the show, man. Welcome back, man. Hey, man, we got a good show here today on the podcast. We got a returning guest, man. He was here last week. He here this week. It's Chris from the Conversing with Chris and Misa podcast. It's going down. But before we get there, ladies and gentlemen, man, if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right there below. Hit the like button, leave a comment. You can share it. I appreciate it very much. Also, I want to thank everybody for helping me get to 500 subscribers on YouTube. I appreciate it so much. Like I was saying, we got Chris, Conversing with Chris and Misa in the building. I thought I'd bring him back again. Everybody really enjoyed him, man. He's from El Paso, Texas in the building. Chris, man, what's going on?
What's up, brother? Thank you for bringing me on the podcast again. Shout out to the 11:30 podcast. I really enjoyed my time on last time, and I'm glad to be back, man.
Yeah, man. Dope, man. I appreciate you joining me here again. What's going on? Like, how's everything, man? How's life since being on the 11:30 podcast last week, I guess?
Life's good, man. I can't complain. I always try to find, I try to be optimistic, but one thing that I cannot deny right now is it is hot as hell in El Paso, Texas right now. It is like 4:30 right now, and it's 108 degrees outside. So I guess shout out to that. But yeah, global warming, guys, it's real.
Yeah, it's hot over here too. It's really hot. It need to rain too. I thought it was gonna rain. I left out earlier today, but I came back just in time though. But it's hot out there. It's hot out there. Yeah. And speaking of hot, man, we left off hot last week when we was talking about Kanye West running for president. You remember that, right?
Yeah, man, for sure. Kanye.
Yeah, that fool was fat, man. But the Kanye West situation, man, I was hearing that there's this whole thing going on with him and him announcing that he's going to run for president is a whole bipolar episode that he's experiencing. Did you hear anything about that?
No, I didn't hear that it's an actual episode, but it kind of makes sense because if you think about it from the point of I want to run for president and I want to have a good chance to win, you would have announced your campaign long ago, not literally what are we, 4 months away from election day? It just doesn't sound like a thought out plan. And to me, yeah, okay, then there might be something else that he's, going through this sort of episode.
Yeah, and he was talking about how he's not taking his medication because the medication makes him even more wilder going on right now.
Oh.
But it all makes sense though too, because I was thinking, I was like, well, he did announce, I'm running for president and everything, and now it's 2020 with everything going on. This year been crazy. Now you want to say out of the blue, yeah, I'm running for president.
Yeah, dude, I don't agree with that. But watch what I am gonna do because of that, and in honor of being back on your podcast. I'm gonna crack open this beer. This is like a routine thing I do on my podcast. So if you guys want to go check it out, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. This is our celebratory beer, if you will, and that signifies that the podcast is up and running. But so let me just ask you about Kanye real fast, right? Who would vote for him? Really, who would vote for him? Is it just younger people that are just trying to be oh, we don't like Biden, we don't like Trump, let's just fuck everything up and then vote for Kanye, which is essentially a vote for Trump? Does that make sense?
Yeah, in a way, but I was saying something not too long ago. I think everybody probably will vote for Kanye because I don't think anybody's going to vote for Trump, but everybody's going to vote for Kanye in a way. But Kanye even, is turning on Donald Trump. So, yeah. It's kind of even ways making sense. Okay, if I'm running for president and now, yeah, I did support Make America Great Again. But, you know what? I'm running for president, I'm doing it again.
On my own.
I'm going right up against you. So, I mean, I don't know. They may vote for him. I don't know. But
the only thing that worries me, man, is that Trump does get enough votes to where it hurts Biden, and then Trump benefits from it in a way and wins the second term. Like, I don't know about you, bro, but I'm not down to have another term of Trump. That's me. I'm done with this shit, dude.
I'm done with it too. I'm done with it. You know, he everywhere he go, you know, he didn't wear a face mask, and he went to go see some children. And then all of a sudden, you got a face mask.
Now he's got a fucking face mask on. Oh, by the way, dude, these guys want to reopen the schools. Like, come on. Like, does human life not matter to these guys at all? I'm starting to think that it never has to begin with.
You're right about that. And to go off that, I was going to ask you, do you think, you know, the country is reopening too fast?
I mean, it doesn't matter what I think because I'm not in charge, right? But in my opinion, yes, it does. They're moving too fast, and I understand, you know, people are losing their jobs, the economy's, you know, in the tank. But our economy has been in the tank, and like, I don't think that you can weigh the cost of people's lives up against, you know, making some money. But then again, I'm not a prominent businessman that has been successful and is rich. I think when you're in that situation, you start caring about your money a little bit more than you might care about, you know, the next man down the street from you. You know what I'm saying?
But like you were saying about, you know, caring about your money. A lot of people are caring about their money because
We all care about our money. You know what I mean?
you know, we all do.
We all
But
do.
yeah, we all do. But this it's like, you know, the higher ups, you know, care about it in a little bit more in a certain way. You know, Drew Brees. I don't know if you heard, you know, the comments he made, you know, when he had to go on an apologetic tour for the next 2 weeks after that, you know.
That was like the that was like the best apology tour I've ever seen. His PR team was like, bro, what are you doing, dude? Do you realize what you've done?
Mhm.
Like, I would have hated to be the person that was managing his PR team, bro. Because God bless Drew Brees. Just, you know, like, considering the moment and everything that's going on, like, just don't say anything, bro. Just shut up, please, dude. Come on.
Just shut up. And it was like, well, you know, there's a lot of people out here saying, you know, the wrong thing and everything, and then they go on an apologetic tour for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and just, you know, especially, you know, if they're under an organization and they're working for someone such as Drew Brees, the NFL, they wasn't having it, right? You know, and the whole NFL thing going on, you know, with them talking about playing the Black national anthem. When I first heard that, I was like, what's the Black national anthem?
Yeah, I was like, wait, we got one of those? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Well, what I was thinking too, dude, if like, what I don't understand is, right, you're Drew Brees, pretty much 98% of your teammates are African American.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to say something that is going to kind of like continue to suppress them in a moment where they're trying to rise up and stand and fight for something they believe in, like, bro, you have to have more self-awareness, dude. You have to. Like, you have to know that you cannot say this about the guys that you go to war with every Sunday. These guys got your back. Now have their back, bro. That's all you have to do. That's all. It's that easy.
Yeah, exactly. That Trump talking about, if anybody take a knee, I'm boycotting it. You know.
Yeah. Trump can fucking boycott us. That's fine, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
But speaking of Drew Brees, Eminem had a track. We dissed Drew Brees.
Oh, he came after Drew.
Yeah, he came after Drew. Did you hear it?
No, I didn't. But I already know how Marshall gets down, bro. You know what I mean? So, what did he say? What was the gist of it?
He just basically said fuck Drew Brees.
Nice.
Just straight up fuck Drew Brees, and yeah, that's basically what it is. And just was going,
and you see, like, that's it's not like the best comparison, like Eminem and Drew Brees, but if you compare them in a way where they are a white male in a predominant like industry that is predominantly African American.
Mm-hmm.
Eminem figured this shit out a long time ago.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And he's like, bro, come on, Drew, get it together, you know?
Yeah. But how do you feel about no jersey swap in the NFL if the season go on this year?
I mean, dude, that's like, what do you? I think they're trying to set a precedent, really, and saying we need to be mindful of things, and we need to be better with these social distancing like practices, whether it's no handshakes, no jersey swapping. I think they're just trying to set like the trend.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, like if me and you want to swap jerseys, right? Like I can easily tell you, bro, DM me, PM me. I'll get your address and I'll have that at your door next week. You know what I mean? It's not it's not a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just think they just looking for something to talk about.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, of course, dude. They're gasping for any sort of content that they can have. Like people are like grabbing for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They sick and tired of hearing about the whole coronavirus and, you know, the cases going up, you know, back up and everything, and everybody getting nervous and, you know, with anxiety and scared. They just really just searching for just something else to talk about. Okay, yeah, the NBA is coming back and then they bubble. Let's talk about that. Oh, Major League Soccer is back. Let's talk about that too. Like they're just looking for everything, you know, especially, you know, in sport wise.
And then while we're on the topic of sports, I don't know if you saw this, but LeBron James declined to have any sort of civil rights message on his jersey, but then he also tweeted that he would like to have a say in what was placed on his jersey. Does that make sense? So I'm thinking the NBA was like saying, hey, this is what we'll let you put on there. You can't go further than that. And LeBron was like, well, you know what? That probably doesn't even justify, you know, the movement, everything we're fighting for. Like, I'm not even going to give in to you guys. I'd rather be able to do this on my own.
So are you saying that LeBron, so the NBA already had set out something on the jerseys to be worn by the players and LeBron refused that?
Yeah, I'm thinking they had this default template message that's real cheap, real
cheesy.
real cheesy, doesn't really say much. The minimal like way to show that you're supporting the movement, right?
Yeah.
And I think when they showed that to LeBron, it was kind of like a slap in the face in a way. And he's like, you know what, man, you guys aren't even trying. I'm not even going to do this for you. And I wish I could have had a say in what you're going to put on my jersey, because I would have put something that has a more meaningful impact.
Yeah. Right about that. You know, I feel him though. I mean, I should, you know, have something that I want to say, not your default cheesy message.
Exactly.
You know, a bunch of, you know, white corporate owners that are going to just come up with something and just slap on all these players who are all basically black, most of them, you know.
98%.
Just tell them, you know, what, you know, you should wear, what you should think, or what, you know.
Yeah, like it's kind of like them saying, hey, bro, this is how you should feel.
Yeah.
And you put it on your jersey and, you know, go make us some money. You know what I mean? And I think it takes somebody like LeBron. And this is why I don't like when people hate on LeBron, because you cannot like his game. You cannot like the way he conducts himself, the way he switches team to team. But if there's anybody out there that's a sports athlete that's as famous and has the platform that he has, he goes to bat for social injustices more than anybody else. You know what I mean? He gives back to his community. He tries to make the life of the people around him better. And look at his team. The team that he moves with is all his friends that he helped get him educated and into these badass positions where they can run literally his basketball career and pursue like generational wealth. You know what I mean? That's amazing to me.
From on the sports, man, how you staying focused, you know, during out this pandemic?
Well, that's kind of it's kind of easy for me, man. I have a job where, you know, we haven't shut down. Everything's still the same. I still work my same schedule. I still go to school. I go to school at UTEP, which is a university here in El Paso. And I still just try to focus on the podcast, trying to put out as much content, doing things like this, networking with other podcasters, just trying to focus myself and kind of stay away from all the negativity that's out there, you know?
Okay, cool. What you studying?
Right now I'm studying communications. It's a communications degree. It's based on media advertisement. And it actually ties into like building a brand for yourself and how to promote it, how to like have a brand image, you know, all the things that you need to be like a successful brand that people will recognize. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. That's cool. Yeah. Cool.
But one thing, if I can say, man, I graduated high school in 2009. We're in 2020. I've been pursuing this degree this whole time, dude. So if there's people out there that, you know, you feel like, oh, I can't go back to school, I can't go chase this, I can't go do this, just do it, man. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. I'm on a 10-year degree plan right now, but I'm going to stop. I'm not going to stop, and I'm determined to, see myself through and get and achieve the goal that I had set out for myself at one point.
You're right, man. That is real cool. You say you graduated high school in 2009?
2009, man.
Yeah, I did too.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah, I graduated Dunbar Senior High School here in DC in 2009. And the whole pressure after graduating, high school is always, what college you going to, where you going. And I knew what I wanted to do and what direction. I just needed, some help, some guidance, and some push. But like you were saying, you was in college, stay focused. My fiance, she went back to school, and she's a chef right now, so she's doing good. But yeah, man, stay focused in that. That's what's up. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Like I said, I think it's important, like we talked about last time, about having like a creative output for people. But I also think it's very important for people to be motivated and to be driven to be a better version of themselves, because we're always evolving as human beings. And the more you work on yourself, the better person you will become. And you can never stop wanting to do better, essentially. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well, man, we're gonna take a commercial break.
We're getting deep on this, bro. We're going in deep here.
It's getting good. We're gonna take a commercial break, a 60-second commercial break. I still got my man Chris with Conversing with Chris here, man, in the building with Conversing with Chris and Misa podcast with me here in the building, man. Just stay put, man.
Let's do it.
When it comes to growing your podcast, it's tough to know where to start. That's why Anchor gives podcasters the tools they need to make each episode better than the last. Now, Anchor Analytics includes new stats from Spotify to help you better understand who's listening and what they like about your show. With charts that let you see how far people are making it into each episode and where they're dropping off, you can plan your podcast around the content that performs best. Hover over to see how many people are tuning into specific segments and learn what hooks your audience by comparing the average listening time across multiple episodes. Using anonymized demographic data from Spotify, take a granular look at the age and gender of your listeners to start tailoring your content or targeting new audiences. Track analytics from multiple platforms and Spotify insights. Everything you need to grow your podcast all in one place with Anchor.
Hey, you guys, I want to give a shout out to Haritha Yvonne, host of New Normal 2020 Conversations with Friends. She will be on the 1130 podcast next month. Also, will be on next month, Ashley. She's the host of Audaciously Me. You can check her out. Also, you guys, Matt Laura. In the coming 2 weeks, he will be a part of my podcast. Shout out to Out of Control Podcast. Also, you guys, next week, Perry Phillips, host of Itty Bitty Podcast, will be stopping by to talk some big talk. That's all coming on the 1130 Podcast. Yo, what's going on? Welcome back here to the 1130 Podcast. Man, I want to give a shout out to my big brother, Drew Brees. I appreciate it, man. The music, man. They love it, man. Man. Appreciate it. You guys, man, welcome back here to the 1130 Podcast. I have my guest. He's a returning guest. He was here last week. Here again this week. It's Chris, host of Conversing with Chris and Misa podcast. Welcome back, Chris.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me back on the pod. I really do appreciate it, man.
You from El Paso, Texas, man. Tell me what's El Paso, Texas. What's the life in El Paso, Texas like, man?
Oh, man.
Also, tell me what the weed like there, man, because I gotta know.
Oh, man, that's a loaded question, bro. Okay, so first off, let me ask you something. Let me throw this question back to you just so I can have a better way of answering it. Have you even heard of El Paso? Like, do you have any any knowledge of it? Like, do you have any thoughts of what it is or anything?
Well, I'm gonna answer that question in the best way I can. As you know, I'm a wrestling fan, and of course, they tour around the world globally, and from LA to Mexico to London to DC to El Paso, Texas. So a lot of these places and cities and countries I kind of never heard of a lot until WWE. And when they would go there, I kind of like, would in a way study the town or the person or the superstar who was, from there. Like, I think we were talking not too long ago, like Eddie Guerrero, he was from El Paso, Texas. Viva la Raza, baby. Like, that was my guy, so, even Undertaker, he's from Houston, even though it's not El Paso, but, it's, Texas. So a lot of these places, I really don't, know. I just, the superstars, and I know, okay, when I hear, El Paso, I think of Eddie. So when I think of Eddie, I think of El Paso. So
Yep.
now, and I think of El Paso, now and I think of Chris. So, Chris and Misa in the podcast. So, that's basically my answer if I can answer.
That's a good answer, man. That's a good answer. So, yeah, guys, if you're from El Paso, you already know Eddie Guerrero's from here. The Guerrero family was a big part. They're big in the wrestling culture in El Paso, but not only here, in our sister city, Juarez, Mexico, which is the city we share international border with. So anyways, El Paso, we're in the far west Texas desert. The closest big city to us in Texas is 9 hours away, being San Antonio. We're nothing like Houston. We're nothing like Austin. We're nothing like Dallas. We're nothing like San Antonio. We're literally our own little oasis in the desert. And like I said, we sit on an international border with Mexico. So with that being said, we have a huge population of Hispanics, Latinos, however you want to refer to them. We do have a huge military base here, Fort Bliss, which houses thousands of troops from all over the world. And it's a big cultural melting pot. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of unique, but it's like a big little town, if you will. We don't have like skyscrapers, like the big city feel, but it's a population of over 700,000 in the region, probably close to like 1.2 million. And then we have our sister city, Juarez, that is its own huge metroplex that has probably about 1 to 2 million people as well. So the area is just vibrant as hell. It's crazy.
That's what's up, though. But also, I think you snuck out on my question, though. How do we go?
Oh, okay. So, like, I had talked to you about this. It's still very illegal over here, which is, number one, a problem, right? Number two, that makes it hard for there to be, like, a sustained amount of, like, hemp or marijuana that is, to the point where it could be considered medicinal or anything like that. You do see a lot of, like stuff that comes from Mexico, but you don't want to try that. That's complete trash. But it's all right, man. You're not going to find like the top quality stuff. But it is here. People have it. People use it. And what's interesting now is New Mexico's legalized it. So now they're right next door to us. So that changes the game. People are like getting medical cards for New Mexico and going over there to hit up dispensaries. It's interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I guarantee you what you have over there is 100 times better than what we got down here. So don't be envious of us at all.
Oh, no, I'm not. So, it's legal here in DC though, but hey man, some good smoke, man. I want the smoke. If you want the smoke, I want the smoke. But, we gonna move on though. Hey man, what's going around the country is a lot though. What's your thoughts on Karen?
On Karens?
Yeah.
Dude, I think people are just like, some people are just at their breaking point, and they get put into these situations where they can't control themselves, and they start acting out, and they start acting like fools, man, and they start embarrassing themselves. And right now, in case you haven't noticed, everything is caught on camera. So if you're gonna start acting up in public or anywhere, somebody's gonna pull that cell phone out, and boom, bro, you're gonna be all over the internet in 15 minutes. And I think people need to be aware of that, man. You got to be careful out there.
In my personal opinion, I just think they already know that they're gonna be out there. I just think it's just exposing.
It's exposing them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
These people have always existed.
Mhm.
What hasn't always existed is the technology and the ease of access to it. And how now anything that you do, like I said, is on the internet in 15 minutes. It's not like people have just dramatically changed in the last 3 years. No, people have always been this way. And people have always been either kind of racism or kind of racist or very racist, or like, I'm like a little kind, like I'm like racist like this much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's always been there, man.
Yeah, man. The one I saw last week was real crazy, where Karen wanted to go to see her dentist, and they told her, I think she didn't have a mask on it or something, and you know, she's just like, well, just blow her breath, like what is going on? And then the other lady who's in the 7-Eleven, she just spits, you know, on the counter, and I'm like, what? Really? Like, oh man.
Dude, and like I said, what I think it is those people are just like the environment has made it okay to like try to be like, oh, everybody's gonna wear a mask, not me. You can't tell me what the fuck to do. I ain't gonna wear shit. You know what I mean? I think the climate has like bred that sort of mentality, and you see it now. But you know what I wanted to say, dude? And I love that you just did right now. You just like right away. Her name's Karen. We don't even know what her name is, but right away she's Karen. Oh, dude, that's hilarious. But yeah, I think people just need to chill out. Number one, and just chill out for a little bit. Take a breath, step back, and stop acting so goddamn crazy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just they're scared, they're nervous, they've been told what to do, and especially they've been in the house for the last 3 to 4 months.
Yep, that's another thing.
And of course, if you were on the unemployment list, you ain't getting your unemployment. Some people didn't even get it. You know, so it's like, you know, a lot of people just going all out.
Yep, I agree with you 100%, man.
Yeah. But we're going to move on, man. I want to ask your thoughts on another situation that kind of like been taking over the internet for the last 48, 72 hours, whatever you want to call it. Is the entanglement that some may say.
Okay, you know, August is dating Jada Pinkett Smith, and that was something that was circulating.
I don't really have a choice but to express my truth. I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it, you know, not involving romanticism. He gave me his blessing, and I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life.
You know, the entanglement though, I don't think it was an entanglement. We just won't call it what it is, right? It's a relationship, Jada. Like, it was a relationship. But yeah, man, what's your thoughts on the entanglement with Jada and August?
Well, real fast, do you like August Alsina's music? I fuck with him.
You know what? I'm glad you asked me that. I'm so glad you asked me that, because
I like him.
When I heard about this, I said I was going to talk. I was like, it's really, you know, like breaking news, but I don't know what's going on. All I just know is Jada, you know. I don't. Yeah. You say you wasn't like a movie guy, but Low Down Dirty Shame, when that movie came out, I was all over Jada. I was like, oh man, that's my girl. I don't care, Will Smith, take her, he can have her, but Jada, that's still my girl. And you know, I'm like, okay, now Will. Now I'm hearing somebody talk about Will, and I'm like, okay, now what's really going on? Then I hear about August. Then I didn't really know who this really guy was, so I had to like, hey Google, and it played the song. So I was like, oh, that's this guy, and hearing that he was in a coma and everything like that. So like, I really didn't know what, you know, who he really was or really listened to him. He kind of had a couple of songs that were, you know, on the radio. It was cool.
Yeah, dude. One thing that like is unique about myself in this position, I literally fucked with his music since when he first came out. I have all his albums are on my Apple Music, and yeah, his story is crazy because right when he was at the peak of his like musical career, yeah, like you said, he was in a coma, dude, and his career just like went in a spiral. And I don't know if you've seen what he looks like. He before everything, he's a very attractive guy, man. And I'm not scared to say when a guy's attractive, man. Look at this dude. You know what I mean? No wonder girls like him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen the interview where I seen the other half interview what he did with Shorty from Breakfast Club and stuff. But then I was seeing the before picture, and I was like, this guy don't look the same at all, you know. But yeah, you know, I heard, you know, he was the man.
Yeah, he was, and he's a R&B artist out of New Orleans, which is not the place where you think of a lot of these R&B artists coming out of. And so, to me, he's already earned his respect in the music world to me. And just I was so surprised when this whole story came out. I was like, bro, well, I guess Alcina, you guys know who he is too. What the fuck? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, such a random person to be involved in something like this. I was thinking to be like Chris Brown or someone.
Yeah. And then I'm hearing the whole situation, you know, with, you know, him and Jada and how that went on, and he fell in love. I mean, we all been through that situations. You know, we all fell in love with somebody and thought they were the one, and, you know, put our all into it. And, you know, but in this situation, you know, he's a young guy, right? Ain't he young? Ain't he still in his 20s?
Yeah, dude, he's young. Well, I don't know, like, if I would say he's not over 30 years old, dude. I would say he might be 28 or 29. But when he came out, he was still relatively young. And you know what I mean? Like I said, he's a good looking guy, dude. So, you know, I don't know if people have realized this. Girls will choose up, bro, if they have to, you know what I mean? And
I mean, maybe it's just, I mean, maybe it was the, you know, the old school cootie.
Yep. Who knows what it was? I mean, like, it's just like, I mean, and that's the other thing. Do we really know the relationship between like Will and them? Like, you know what I mean? How good is that relationship? How strong was it? You know what I mean? Or was it all built on just like, oh, this guy's got a lot of money, let me just go settle down with them. Let's have kids, you know?
Yeah, you're right about that. And the whole thing too, that Will mentioned this about a year ago. He said it in a post, in a tweet, in a video.
So me and Jada was reflecting about love. And I asked her, I said, what did she think was, you know, one of the biggest revelations that she had about love? She said that you cannot make a person happy. And I thought that was a real deep idea. You can make a person smile, you can make a person feel good, you can make a person laugh, but whether or not a person is happy is deeply and totally and utterly out of your control. I remember the day I retired. I literally said to Jada, that's it. I retire. I retire from trying to make you happy. I need you to go make yourself happy and just prove to me that it's even possible. And after we cracked the hell up, we started talking about, we came into this false romantic concept that somehow when we got married that we would become one. And what we realized is that we were two completely separate people on two completely separate individual journeys, and that we were choosing to walk our separate journeys together. But her happiness was her responsibility, and my happiness was my responsibility. And we decided that we were going to find our individual, internal, private, separate joy. And then we were going to present ourselves to the relationship and to each other already happy. Not coming to each other, begging with our empty cups out, demanding that she fill my cup and demanding that she meet my needs. It's unfair and it's kind of unrealistic and can be destructive to place the responsibility for your happiness on anybody.
Well, he was like, he was saying that, you know, you can't make someone happy. especially in a relationship, with your significant other. If she unhappy, then she got to find herself to be happy and make herself happy. Like I can't make you happy. I don't have that ability and power. I can encourage you and push you and drive you on to, to do better and do different things though. But he kind of, he already said it though, and it just came all out, where Jada said it was an entanglement though.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think we could just call it what it is. I mean, like you said, we've all kind of been through this. Things happen. People step out on each other. And you know what? Like, hey, bro, Will Smith, this happens to like plenty of guys every single day, like in the normal world. So, I obviously, like, it sucks seeing a relationship, a family like fall apart like that. But, I can't say I feel completely sorry for the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy though. Crazy situation and everything he had going on, especially with his mom and his, dad not being there, and just, and his sister, seeing his sister death, everything he was saying in that. So a whole lot though. But man, you gotta grow. Gotta grow,
man. You gotta keep pushing too.
Yeah. Yo, we're gonna move on, man, to our WTF moment of the week. I know you guys love my WTF moments, man. They be just wilding. They just be crazy, man. I just see what I see on the internet and just be like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that's literally what I do, man. Just for real, though. But I think my WTF moment, I'm going to say, Chris, you can go first. If you have a WTF moment you want to share with them.
Yeah, guys. So this happened like probably like a week ago or so. But it happened in Seattle. As you know, Seattle's been a hotbed for protests. That's one of the cities that they've really, really gone hard protesting. And there's a video that I found on Instagram, like always Instagram, always with these crazy ass videos. These protesters, I guess they're like either marching on the highway or they were getting off a highway or whatever the case may be. This car comes like full speed ahead and takes out two women, dude, and hits them hard. They go flying. It's crazy.
To a hit and run overnight involving two protesters on a freeway in Seattle. We do want to warn you that this video is disturbing. A car drove through a closure and struck multiple pedestrians on Interstate 5 near downtown Seattle. Two people were transported to a local hospital there. One of the victims is now in critical condition. The other is in stable condition. Police eventually stopped the vehicle and the driver's in custody.
And when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what the hell's going on? Why are people doing this? That's my WTF moment of the week. Crazy.
I seen something like that in Minnesota. Minnesota was somewhere else because the Minnesota one was the whole big old semi truck was just going full speed into a big old crowd on the highway.
Yeah, the Minnesota one was different because it was a semi. This guy's like in a Mercedes or a BMW, and he's flying down the interstate, dude. And he takes these people out like super, super ridiculous. Like you played GTA, right?
Yeah.
Okay, would you line up some pedestrians on the sidewalk and go all out and they go flying? That's literally what this video made me think of. It's kind of sick, actually.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. Mine's is sick too. Real sick, man. When you're little, everybody, got all these type of fantasies, especially, if you especially when you're little and you got a little brother and you're a boy, you're playing cops and robbers, let's say, or, anything. But in Pennsylvania, man, it was this 13-year-old boy and his little brother were playing cops and robbers, and the 13-year-old boy fatally shot his little brother in the head while playing cops and robbers. And the little boy will be tried as an adult. I think that right there is crazy in itself. He was charged for first degree criminal homicide and second degree aggravated assault.
God bless, dude. And they're charging him as an adult.
Yeah, as an adult.
Oh, well, okay. So my question is, whose gun was he using?
That's my thing. I was reading the story, and I'm guessing it was one of his parents.
Okay, I think they might want to think about charging them before they charge a little 13-year-old kid, because obviously that behavior with the gun is it seems like the parents are pretty lenient with it if the kids are playing cops and robbers with it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, the teen, his arrest, of course, the officer who arrested him, he said the teen became angry when his brother was not complying with the commands during the whole cops and robbers game, and which prompted him to shoot him in the back of the head while the 9-year-old was watching videos on his phone.
Oh my God.
Like, man, this is crazy. Crazy, though. Crazy. Anybody, man, all the parents out there, man, got any weapons in your house, man, put them up, though.
Dude, secure your weapons. Don't just put them away, secure them. Put them in like a safe with a code where only you have access to them and not your damn children. And like, to me, dude, this is to me what I'm taking from it is that this kid has seen this happen so much on the news or on the TV that he's like, this is what they do. Take them out.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. That shit is crazy. And if I have any advice for that family, lawyer up, guys. You're gonna need it, especially if you don't want that kid to go to jail for a while. So lawyer up.
Yeah, and indeed, it was his father's loaded handgun.
Jesus Christ, loaded.
And this is the crazy part about the story. Like, really though, the father stored his handgun in the couch console in the living room. In the living room. So that's where you're gonna keep your gun at, in the living room couch, my guy. Well, you got little kids, a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old though. What the fuck, bro?
That is negligence on the part of the father. That is straight negligence. To know that you have a loaded handgun sitting in a place that is accessible to your children at any time. You see, and that's another thing, dude. These people who own guns, man, you got to know what you're doing and treat them the way that they should be treated. That gun is a weapon and can be used to fatally hurt somebody at any time. So you don't leave a gun like that in the center console of your whatever, your couch. Like I said, use a safe, secure the damn firearm. Come on, guys.
Yeah, man. We're gonna move on from that, man. That's crazy though. But PS5, I know, right? Crazy though. The PS5 will be dropping, of course, this fall. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago on my podcast, also with the new Xbox Series thing, whatever.
Does it have like an official name for the Xbox
I think it's called the Xbox X Series. It's something like that. Yeah. It looks like a tall Dreamcast.
I saw. I actually fuck with it.
yeah. I'm more of an Xbox kind of guy. I know I'm gonna get a little hate for that.
Hey, me too, bro. I got your back, dude. Xbox all the way. Everybody that's got a PS4, you guys are missing out, and you guys just are okay with being subpar when it comes to owning video game consoles. But that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. PlayStation 5 looks real sweet. It looks good. It do. But, man, the PlayStation 5, I'm hearing, is going to have no loading screen. You hear about that?
No loading screen?
Yeah, no loading screen.
Wow.
Put the game in and you're going right to it.
Okay. I mean, I don't really – I guess maybe because I'm just so used to loading screens that they don't really bother me. And it kind of just like is like, okay, yeah, the game's starting up just like how it should. But I don't – is that something that they're like super proud of, I guess? I mean, it should be, I guess, if they're –
So, but because I heard they may be replacing it with something else.
Okay.
You know, so, okay, you're not going to get no loading screen, but, you know.
We're going to give you ads, watch. They're going to give us, like, ads or some shit. I guarantee.
I heard they're going to do something like tips or something. There's going to be tips at the bottom of the screen. And so.
Hey, I don't know if you know this. Have they set a price point for these new consoles? Like, you know how much they're going to cost when they come out?
I'm pretty sure it's going to cost my arm and a leg.
What are you saying? Like $1,000, or like, are you thinking like $500, $600, $700 or
$500 at the most, probably?
I would say I feel like they're gonna have like a deluxe version or some shit that will come with like some games that are specifically for the new console, and that they'll end up having like a bundle that will hit like $700 or some shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I say $750.
Yeah, for sure. I these guys, you know, they're gonna make some fucking money off of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, we got.
Hey, Real fast, dude. I'm just glad you're on my side with the Xbox because all of my homies, all of them, every single one of them, they're all PS4 guys, and it's cool. But it kind of makes me miss them in a way where we could have that brotherhood of the Xbox, bond. But they're missing out, so it's okay.
Yeah, I understand. I feel you though. I've been feeling left out too. You see it on Facebook and all the memes. Just how the PlayStation 5 guy. He got all the money, and the Xbox guy, he's just a lazy guy.
Hey, personally, real fast, why do you prefer Xbox over PS4?
Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. The reason why I do, because I had a PlayStation 5, PlayStation 2, 1, all the PlayStations before the
Same.
and I had that when I was little, but I graduated. We got the Xbox, and my mom bought the Xbox, and we got the 360. And of course, I have a disability in how the Xbox controller is, and how it fits, just right. And now with not playing the PlayStation for so long, it's so difficult. I played the PlayStation Call of Duty with my brother. I was like, and I got the same game on Xbox. So I'm like, man, I would be kicking your ass if I was, playing this on Xbox. But right now, like this is not working. But that's kind of like a more personal reason why I got it. But I just kind of like just been sticking with Xbox from now. I'm kind of like and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My reason is super personal too, dude. I fell in love with Halo as a game, and I played so much Halo as a young kid and in my adolescence that it's probably the most nostalgic game that I've ever known, and it's definitely my favorite game of all time. And I'm loyal to Xbox because of that. Because without Xbox, there was no Halo. You know what I mean? And PS4, you can keep all your other your titles. That's fine, dude. I got Halo, and I'm gonna be all right. And dude, I was playing Halo 2 last night online, remastered. So just so you know, I do fuck with Halo hard. So personal preference is Xbox.
Yeah, because when Xbox first came out, that was the game right there. Like if they had a bundle or they had a package, you get Halo with the game.
Yep.
I played it like a couple of times. I really didn't, got it too much, but I played it a couple of times.
Yeah, quick fact, I think like Halo 2 and 3 are like the highest grossing video games ever of all time. Like when they came out, they sold millions in dollars. Like it was unheard of, dude. For the time, you have to think about placing yourself back in that time period and where these video games were coming out, and Halo was just dominating the whole market. So just my thoughts on that real fast.
Interesting. Very interesting. Before we wrap it up here, man, Christian, anything else we want to say? Get off the chest?
First off, dude, of course, thank you for bringing me on here again. Like I said, dude, anytime you need a guest, hit me up. Of course, if I'm available, I'll hop right back on it. Other than that, keep doing your thing, brother. I mean, you're doing really well. I really enjoy your podcast. A lot of people seem to like it. And other than that, guys, if you enjoy my appearances on this show, you can always catch me on my podcast, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you're vibing with me, come check it out. But thanks again, dude. I really do appreciate it.
No problem, man. No problem. I appreciate you having you on. But you guys check him out. That's Conversing with Chris and Misa. Chris is, he's cool, man. Cool cat. And check out Misa too. He's a very funny guy also.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Before we go, dude, let's for sure get an episode together on our podcast. I would love to have you on. My boy Misa already said bring him on. We dig your style, we dig your vibe. We would have a real good time. So after this, we'll talk about setting a date and we'll get that together, man.
No problem, man. I'm all down with it, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you joining me here this week on the 1130 podcast. Thank everybody for joining me here. If you like what you saw, man, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. Like this video, share it. I appreciate it so much. And don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on Instagram at the 1130 Podcast. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Dre on Wheels and like the 1130 Podcast on Facebook. And once again, that subscribe button, man. I thank Chris for joining me here, the host of Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. Don't forget to check them out each and every week for a new episode. And don't forget to check me out also each Thursday. It's the 1130 Podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. Man, we talk pro wrestling and just chat it up, man, about everything. Undertaker, SmackDown, Raw, AEW, all of it. It's the 1130 Podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, each and every Thursday. Anchor, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, you name it, wherever you get your podcasts. I appreciate you guys joining me here this week here on the 1130 Podcast. Shout out to Chris. Thank you, man. I'm out.
Thanks again, brother.
From screaming, crying, spitting up, being a mother is not always sunshines and rainbow. Welcome to Mama Life, where I discuss the ups and downs of motherhood through the eyes of a stay-at-home mom. Oh, that's me. Yes, ladies. Being a mother is a tough, tough job. But somebody's got to do it. We're not perfect, but we got to make it. And I also discuss the issues that us ladies as mothers are going through, like postpartum depression and how to get right after the baby's born, and also what our kids are going through. So sit back, sit tight, and enjoy. This is Mama Life. It's a tough job, but
each and every Thursday as I break down, review, give you my thoughts and opinions on the past week in pro wrestling. Don't forget, each and every Thursday is the 1130 Podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. Now get out of here, jabroni.